Hello, and welcome to Bengal Banter. I'm your host, Cody Crawford. Bengal Banter is produced by college students on the campus of Idaho State University. Today we have our guest, Connor Board from KPVI News Channel 6. Thanks for joining us today, Connor.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
Come on our show and be interviewed.
Yes, I'm excited.
My first question is, what do you do for your job?
Well, my job specifically is kind of a couple jobs all together. So my main position is the morning anchor. So I anchor the morning show from 6 to 7 each morning from Monday to Friday.
Okay.
But I also produce the show, so I'm there like 3 hours before the show, writing everything, cleaning all the graphics.
What time is that?
Like 3 o'clock, so that was a big change to my sleeping schedule. We get there around 3, and the show starts at 6.
All right.
So it is nice because you're more familiar with your scripts and what you're saying, rather than if someone else was doing it for you.
Yeah.
And then we do the show, and then after that, I go out and do a story every day. So
Story like
some type of, not a full story. I'm not
okay.
doing a full package. I usually just like interviewing someone really quick and making a VOSA out of that. So just some video and then like one sound bite.
All right. What is the best part of your job? What would you say?
I really think, the best part of my job, especially just anything in news, I think, but being an anchor and a reporter, is that it's so different every day. Like you go in, today, I didn't even know who I was going to announce as the President of the United States. So every day it's so different. When you go in, you don't know what you're going to be saying. You're not going to know what happened overnight. And when you go out on a story, you really get to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
So you're instantly connecting with a lot of people, and you kind of feel like you have multiple different jobs. Like one day you feel like a firefighter, and the next day you feel like a doctor, but really you're a news reporter.
Not really.
Really, you're not.
I don't know. All right. What do you like doing more? Do you like reporting, being on-air anchor, producing? What do you like doing the most?
I thought I would like reporting the most because I really like going out to events and things like that. But with being an anchor, we usually do have guests on our show. So we still get to interview people. And it's kind of fun just being able, when you're anchoring, like people are waking up to you and you're kind of like making them happy in the morning. It's kind of nice to know you have people there watching you.
All right. So I was there this morning. I worked there too. And we had some challenges. What are challenges that you face as a reporter, anchor, and a producer?
With how much I love my job, there's definitely challenges. I'd say, some of the biggest ones I think, any reporter would say this, is not being too connected to a story, because you want to be connected enough that you, feel really good about it and you're passionate about it, but you also have to be disconnected enough to where if something goes different with your story, you might have to let it go or see it a different way. But one big thing, which did happen this morning, especially on the day after elections, was sometimes technology will just stop working, and we lost all of our graphics today, which is bad when you're trying to show the percents of people's votes, but you just have to work with it and find other ways, which we did. Yeah. So I think technology is hard because you don't always have control of it.
Yeah. All right. So you just started about a few months ago, right? Mm-hmm. What tips do you have somebody going into the same field as you, wanting to do reporting or anchoring, something along those lines?
Well, I'd say a big thing, because I just graduated college in May and then started working in July, so I've been here about 4 months. But I'd say the biggest thing is to learn everything, because I always just practiced anchoring in school. I never thought I was going to be a producer too and a reporter. Yeah. So I think that's one of the biggest things, is learn everything, because you never know what you're going to have to do, because you always need more help in the newsroom. People have multiple jobs. You're not just one thing. So I'd say that's the biggest thing. And then, I don't know, be prepared to work hard. You'll love it, but you have to work hard.
All right. All right. So I have a few more questions, but first, I made a news package last year, and I want you to take a look at it, and then you can give me a grade and critique me on it, but don't be too hard. So
we'll see.
We can take a look at that video, please.
Okay.
On March 4th at Idaho State University, inside the Pond Student Union building, local kidney doctor Fahim Rahim spoke at the Frank Church Symposium about how he hopes to empower third world women.
The idea is to bring them empowerment. They become community leaders. So if you're delivering somebody's child and you do it successfully, you have a whole different respect in the community for the community.
Fahim Rahim plans to empower these women with his Aid for Aid project. This project will have 8 business professional women from around the United States go and mentor these third world women whose primary goals are to create community role models.
This is what social empowerment comes to be. They become service providers, they become community activists, they become educators, and they become community leaders.
While Dr. Fahim Rahim was speaking, he may have even empowered ISU students.
I am so supportive of this entire project now, and I'm really interested to find out more about kind of what's going on with it.
Before this speech, I'd never really thought about an organization who would go into a small community like that after a disaster and empower them to do the work themselves to get back on their feet.
Then halfway through, I started to feel like more empowered, and I started to think maybe he's just trying to inspire us to go out and do what he's trying to accomplish with this 8 for 8 program that he started.
Reporting at Idaho State University inside the Pond Student Union building, I'm Cody Crawford.
All right, we're back. So, Connor, that news package had to deal with people with Fahim Rahim, Dr. Fahim Rahim. I don't know if you've heard of him yet.
I met him, yes.
Does a lot of aid to third world countries, and this one was mostly about trying to get to empower women to learn and get educated so they can take on jobs, and they would provide non-interest loans, try to get them started, and they want to really empower women to help third world countries that had a disaster happen to them. So that's what happened on the package.
Yeah. Well, I do really like how you had the graphics, because I know in news you want everything to be super easy to understand.
Yeah.
Just for your viewers, you want it to be very simple so they don't have to really think about it. And you had a few graphics and different words, which makes it a lot easier to understand.
Okay. And so at the beginning, I tried sequencing this shot. So I said I'm here at Idaho State University. Then I said I was inside a building. Is that good to have in a news package to sequence shots all the way through, or what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I think sequencing is the best because people want to hear a story. They don't really look at it like as a news package like we do. Like they look at it as a story, and for someone to be told a story the right way, you need it to be in order. It's just like you wouldn't read a book like to the middle and be like, oh, when I was back here yesterday, you wouldn't do that, you know?
So a beginning, middle, and end to everything.
You definitely want a beginning, middle, and end because you kind of want to go like the rainbow, like you hit like the top of it and then it closes out.
So what information, besides my news package, what do you usually want to put into a news package? Like what information do you look for when wanting to sequence or have a beginning, middle, and end to a story?
Well, having the sound bites is super important, obviously, that you get from people. So when you're interviewing people, you want to ask a lot of questions because if you don't ask enough, you might not get a good sound bite. Like you might go back and think you had a really good one, and it's not really what you're looking for, or like what fits in the story. So I think I look for really good sound from people, which might mean interviewing a little longer. And you had a few different people, which is good. And you had men and women, which is good because your story is more about females. But having both kind of is getting all sides of it, I guess, because you always want to try, if you're doing a story on the election, you wouldn't just do it all Hillary supporters. You want Hillary and Trump supporters, if that makes sense.
Okay, all right. So after watching that, how would you have gone about it? So it was a news package on a speech. How would you go about doing something like that? Because you can't really, it's kind of hard to, what you say is tell a story, because it's just some guy talking. How would you go about doing something like that?
Well, speeches and meetings like that are some of the hardest things because you want really good video. And a lot of times you'll get super good sound, but not enough good video. So I'd say a big thing, usually whoever's speaking, I'll ask them, do you have any videos or pictures from your personal experiences? Like when you went there, when you experienced that? Because then when they send that to you, you can use that a lot of the times. And be like, this is from when they did this. So it's kind of cool because it's a personal connection. And then, I don't know, I think just getting video, not file video, that's what we call it at the station, but like a video of what you're talking about, even if it's not directly from them, because you want people to see what you're talking about.
So if you want to go get your own video about something that's related to it, that's a good idea.
I think it is, yeah, because especially if it's about like a third world country, obviously you can't get that here, but you want people to be able to see what you're talking about. So I think that is definitely a way I would go about getting video for that.
All right, cool. So did you like it, or?
I did like it, yes, because it had a lot of different elements. You had the different sound bites of people that aren't the person speaking, and then you had the person speaking, and then the graphics, like I said, are always good because you kind of want a mix of everything. People have really short attention spans, and so you have to keep it interesting or they'll just not watch it anymore.
All right, thank you. Switching topics one more time. My final question is, how'd I do on this interview? Did I do good? What would you say? I did terrible?
I'm just kidding.
That's mean.
No, you did great. You did a really good job. You did a good job at asking open-ended questions Because a lot of times, you know, you don't want to get just like, yes, like, do you like your job? Yeah. You're like, what do you like about your job?
Okay.
So I think that's a really big thing.
Specifics, and people would be more willing to.
Yeah, well, you want to give it open-ended. You just don't want to be like, do you like your job? And it's like, yes, and they sit there. You want them to open up about it. So ask about feelings and how, I don't know, they feel about things, like personal questions, because that's what people will connect with at home.
Do you have a lot of experience with like short-ended answers?
I have some. Yeah, I do. And it's hard because then you have to keep asking. But if you ask the right questions, usually you can get more out of someone, and it's easier.
Okay. All right. Thanks. That's all we have time for today, guys. Thanks for joining us, Connor, and we'll see you next time on Bengal Banter. Thank you. Hopefully that was long enough. Yeah, I just told you.
Nice job, Cody.